Spread out here.
Okay, he said it just went live. You did something different?
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah.
You have it live? You have it live too?
Sure.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, so she said she had it.
Another track.
Gavin Wade. Gavin Wade. Just Wade.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, we got some lemonade. We know that's what we got. Okay. Okay, thanks, Gavin. Gavin said hello. Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
He said, oh, you hot right. He said, you got 5 people watching.
All right. We've got 5 people watching right now. Do we know these 5? Hey! Do we know the 5? We're not sure. Are they from Indonesia somewhere? Never know. Never know.
Hey, Gavin.
Yes.
Crystal, is it virtual one? How do you want to do it? No, the virtual one.
Virtual.
Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Where's virtual? Sir?
They're virtually here.
Rosie will be here momentarily. Or Sue. Sue as well.
Yeah, but 20th is way far.
The odds are virtual people would.
27.
You would think so. Would you pass that around over there? Y'all, if you would.
Well, yes.
One of them I could do.
You'll be getting
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
But she had good.
They must be paid for the bill went down.
Yeah, that's the design.
239.
Yeah, mine was paid for and the battery on that 6. Yes, it's terrible.
My battery,
The only reason I have to
my
pull it
battery
out.
is not phone charge very good.
No, because I was so used to all these things.
3.5 years old.
So I grabbed my card. I opened it up to give them my card.
I'm just thinking, you're working so hard on this, I know.
Battery, I have to charge it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. But you were watching. Yeah, we're live streaming. Oh, there we are.
He never needs to. Oh, we don't need to do this out. We're here somewhere.
I had something to the day if I know you were saying
About 10 seconds late.
That may be the question.
out of
Still early in the week.
Yeah, that sure would. You gotta be there with it.
Yeah.
Don't even try to get it. I just send it to me.
I got it.
You got it?
I've had it already. Good. I went to your page.
Okay.
It's about a 10-second delay. 10-second delay.
All right.
Hey Mickey, if you want to talk to the audience and tell them a little bit about the menu and about your place,
Okay.
that might be a good time right now.
Okay.
All right, Gavin, you're on the corner of it,
I'm in the very corner.
and I'm on the other corner.
Center. Yeah. I'm good. So I make sure you get it. All right.
It's weird to see me pointing 10 seconds later. It's very strange. Wait.
No, it's center right in the middle where we're talking.
That's fine.
All right.
If you would, just kind of go around left over there.
Kind of made a plan, told them what the plan was, they approved it. I'm not gonna scream it out, but I'm working.
If y'all want to, we have some cards over there that if you want to sign it, Steve, one of the cards is for Steve, his wife has the ring picture. So that's the blue one on the right side, and then one on the left side, the yellow one is for George Willis. He's kind of under the weather, kind of get real soon. So if y'all want to sign it, we're trying to make it from everybody. I'm trying to.
Anthony, you getting seconds? Nothing to see here.
More like 1.5. Oh. I didn't get as much the first time.
He's keeping an eye on you, Anthony.
Gavin, is there Wi-Fi I can get onto? I've got hardly any signal here.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Studio 13.
Studio 13. Heard.
13, 44, 13 is the password.
What?
I'm sorry. The address is 4413. Don't ask me. He creates the story as he goes.
Is that like cooking the books?
Is the S capitalized in Studio 13?
It is, but it's small.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I asked you, you don't have something, I was gonna pay for it. Interview for anything else, or you just? Yeah, I have a. Well, last night, Kevin kind of put me out there and say, if you need a babysitter or a caregiver, and guess what? And today, somebody asked me for a babysitter. Just a Sunday babysitter, yes, Friday, Sunday.
How old is
Friday,
your child?
4 years old. Every Sunday? No, just for this Sunday. But it's still.
And then anything you sell about getting that $500 back, they
Did that make sense?
I say, first out, I think I was 25, so I figured, so I figured,
what would you say you generally?
Who is that you're
And the trouble is just getting people to sell the tickets.
Sherry's?
But I was mentioning
Figure that out right away.
the babysitting thing
Which we
between
have
you and
we have some right here, so when you're ready to buy your tickets, let us know.
I got mine already. We're going to football.
So, you know, you put your foot in it, you go.
You'll probably never get all the burgers.
Well,
Got it.
you have to pay them $8 per person.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just like the first time I met them. You can sell them for whatever you want. Well, if we sell what it's, we decided that usable, 25, non-usable. Because that's right, because they charge 25 for usable. They charge 22 for non-usable.
25 years ago, 20.
That's what we do.
Oh, that sounds like that's been working.
We did it with like that.
Tallahassee Club. Melanie, you used to do the Tallahassee Theater. Several times. Since the funniest one I ever went to was this little courthouse.
Oh, really?
They had 5 or 6 guys dressed up.
The Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton was there. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
You'll also have to provide some lighter herbs and be sold food. We collected donations for wine and beer and and we actually be prepared for how much we're going to do. We
You
have
got
to
about
send
4
in
minutes to make the people on
and we
TV,
have plenty to start.
their mouth water.
Just be ready.
Whatever else you'd like to say about your program.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Studio 13. We're very glad and pleased to have you here. Those of you who aren't here, you is missing something. You is missing something. We got a little smoked chicken. Got some Cajun meatloaf. We smoked that too. Green beans smoked. If you don't like smoked food, it's probably best you don't come. Okay, got some dirty rice. Signature drink, non-alcoholic. Vanilla bean lemonade.
I was wondering what that flavor was.
You wondered what that was. I thought maybe something kind of work around in your mouth and you didn't know what it was. We got Kiwanis here. These are head honchos minus me. You who wish to come, you still have time to come to Studio 13, 4413 Entrepot. I know that rings no bells whatsoever on your GPS, but it's down the street from Harvest House.
It got us here. Yep,
It
it
does?
got us here.
It's down the street from Harvest House, half a mile from Tallahassee Airport. We want you to come. We have a venue here, Studio 13. If we run out to good people, people not so good, we don't mind. We reserve the right to say no. So we don't have no problem saying that. But we have Insights High School Game of the Week. This is the home of Insights High School Game of the Week. We show 2 high school games on 2 different channels. We continue to grow. We also shoot movies from this site. It's a production studio here. We do a lot of things here at Studio 13. But right now, we're host to Kiwanis, of which I'm a member of Northside Kiwanis. If you're not a member of Kiwanis, you're the wrong group. I want to welcome everybody, and you still have time to come. Gavin's working on the last piece of meatloaf, so if you don't come quick, it won't be here. Welcome to Studio 13.
Thank you.
Jim, what time is it? I got retail. 3:02. If anybody needs to refresh your drink or use the restroom, we're going to be starting the division council meeting in about 2 minutes.
We can go simultaneously.
But you can continue to eat during the meeting. There's no pressure. If you need to get up and get more food, I'm sure that there's some more up there to have.
And there's 2 bathrooms, so
And if you want to buy a to-go plate, we made for 30. So feel free to purchase a to-go plate for any friends or family that you think might enjoy a meal tonight.
You got a line going up.
Rose, you want gravy?
Rose, you might want to try.
Gravy? On rice and the.
You might want to try.
All right, have it. Quick one, quick one.
So people on TV.
Introduce myself. I'm Tom Jones. I'm North Side.
They're just kind of like.
Good to meet you. I have
This thing I'm going to give out.
oh, this is nice to meet you. I'm Rosie. I'm the virtual meeting. No, 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 no. It's no big deal, really. I actually. I'm never sure what this is. I had the gravy on the side. Kara gets it.
Yeah, they really are.
Tom, hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm Ernie.
I'm Tom Jones.
Tom Jones?
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna break into a song.
I'm going to clear out the crowd later. Once that's everybody. Can't wait till later today.
Good to see you.
That's a 45.
On the north side.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is. I hadn't heard that.
Exactly what it is.
All right,
So,
here we go.
here we go. Division Council meeting for Division 3. This is 2000. I can use one. All the materials are by the door.
Can you grab that one somewhere, please? Did you hear that?
Testing,
You have a couple extra layers?
testing 1, 2.
No?
Testing
No.
1, 2.
No, no,
It failed.
It failed to-
Who needs an agenda? Anybody else need an
Can I get
agenda?
one, please?
Oh,
It's the on-off button.
yes, that is very.
That's critical.
That is very.
On-off button is critical. I don't see an American flag in here anywhere. So if we would, why don't we stand and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance and we'll face the Capitol. I know it's this direction because we're south of it and that's north. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mickey, would you do the honors of blessing tonight's meeting for us? Would you like to?
No.
Okay. I put him on the spot. I should have
Yes,
asked
you
him.
did.
That'd be nice, Ed.
Well, what we'll do is, the first object of Kiwanis is the human and the spiritual over the material values. And so, if those of you who would like to pray, can pray with me, and those who would like to remain in a moment of silence, you can do that as well. So, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you.
And I think, Is someone going to lead us in God Bless America song?
That's Steve's bailiwick. I put it on
Steve,
there.
Steve's normally in charge of that.
Okay, well, I'll give it a shot. Ready?
You want to put it on the,
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Play ball. All right. I sang that one time at my son's baseball game, and he was mortified. You can tell why. So tonight we'll start. If you're here tonight representing your club, if you have a name tag in front of you, if you would just hold that up. Is there a Kalarn?
I'm nameless.
Where's our Tallahassee Kalarn tag? Is it over there, Danielle, in the chair? For the Kalarn Club? So, Mr. Jim, we have Tallahassee with us tonight. We've got Wakulla here.
In Northside. Which
We've
one?
got Northside.
Tags in the building.
We've got Tallahassee Kalarn that is represented. There's Arnie right over there. We've got virtual Kiwanis. This is Sue Shoemaker for those on YouTube. Dr. Shoemaker. And Northside, we got Anthony and Debbie and Tom and Mickey over there representing. And the Capital City Kiwanis group, we've got Jim and Rosie and Tom and Jim Wiley representing there. And at Wakulla, we've got Ray and Melanie's representing Tallahassee. So thank you all for being here tonight. And we have other placards, as you can see. We've got 13 different clubs in our Division 3. So if you live in one of these counties like Jefferson or Gadsden, we've got Havana Club, we've got a Quincy Club, Monticello, Perry, Bradfordville. So plenty of options for you to find a place to serve in Tallahassee and the surrounding area. We do have a sign-up sheet that's going around, so if you, if it's near you, sign it and pass it on to Jim if you would. The next course of business will be the approval of the minutes. Jim was nice enough to make copies for everyone. They were located at the entrance of the door. Hopefully you get a chance to look over those and see if there's anything that needs to be changed or added or deleted. And if, Jim?
I would move approval of the minutes as presented.
Mr. Jim Wiley moves for approval of the minutes from the June 9th DCM, which we did in conjunction with the leadership education event. Is there a second?
Second.
Dr. Shoemaker seconds the motion for approval. Are all in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. So we approve the minutes from our June Division Council meeting. And we are so fortunate to have Mr. Jim Ledbetter continuing to serve as our treasurer for Division 3. And he will be giving his treasurer's report for the division.
Okay. Do I need to come to you?
Yeah, you need to come.
Okay. Oh, I see. Well, we're tangled up. That's right. There we go. Yes. There we go. We got those light up.
I may have bought that.
The treasurer's report just got sunk.
Now we have to pay for microphone. Oh, that sounded good.
Oh, it's
Okay,
back.
thank you
We
very
have fun.
much. Okay, so here you have in front of you the transaction report, the report for the fourth quarter of 2018. And you can see the expenses there. We've had, in the last quarter, we've had dues come in from Bradfordville, and also we put out checks for to reimburse Gavin for training and for the DCM/CLE expenses. We also, we got a penny of interest
Yes.
three times. Very excited about that. Although Gavin, we have a little bit of work to do apparently with the bank because they gave us a credit there. You'll see a credit. The second entry down is a refund of $20 for the fees that they charged us, and then they went ahead and charged us $10.15 for 3 months. Remember, we went to 15 cents per transaction, so they got that. They got 15 cents, but then they're chucking 10 more bucks on top of that. So that's something we can perhaps work out with our friends at the Tallahassee Bank.
Absolutely.
But we're still in very good standing. So this, I'll be sending out, so you have a total balance at the end of the quarter of $912.69. And I will be also, I will be sending out invoices once I get the good numbers after about the 10th, I think is the good number. Okay. So I'll be able to send out numbers for your division assessment, the $3 per member we pay, that also that helps fund Gavin's travel costs and expenses, as well as pay for food as needed or other expenses for meeting. And that is $3 per member of your club as of 10/1, I think is actually the date, so we'll, as of today. So I'll get those out to you, to your presidents. And Danielle, you'll be working with getting a directory together, so we'll have a good address to send them to. Hopefully, yes, that's all hopeful. So yeah, and if all else fails, we can send it the first round to last year's presidents and have them forwarded on to the people that need to, so that's not a problem. All right. Any other questions? Or excuse me, any questions? From the field? No. There you go. Raise your hand.
Jim, do we have the contact that we were working with?
Yeah, I've got his contact.
Okay.
I'll reach out and strangle.
If we need
good
to
Joel.
put some pressure on them.
Yes.
Let
good
us
Joel.
know.
Do what we gotta do. I mean, we've got somebody that we worked with at the Lake Jackson branch, which was our original home branch, and I may just drop by there and see if I can talk to her about it and see what she can do.
Well, they have cost us a lot of time and effort
Yep.
to going through this
Yep.
at Capital City Bank
Yep.
Group. And so, you know, if the group would like to, I know Darren Webb, he is a member of the Madison Club, and he works at the bank in Madison.
Darren
So
Webb from Madison
we
works in
definitely have
Madison Bank.
options when it comes to banking.
Okay,
Rosie?
there are other
I was
options.
gonna ask if we're loyal and why. Originally that bank was chosen because it was so convenient to Keith's home.
And I think Cheryl used to work at the main.
Cheryl Meeks in the
Yeah.
Quincy Club.
But hasn't been available. She's no longer
Okay.
at that location in Quincy, and I don't even know if she's still with that group. And she's not here this evening. But you know, I don't think there's any like loyalty reason, especially if it's costing us extra money and we're not getting good customer service.
Right.
I can't see us going to one in Madison, or that seems so silly.
Well, if you can do all your deposits online, like with the phone or whatnot.
But paperwork would also, if we're gonna change signatories, we'd have to do.
You have to change your signatory.
Yeah, which we need to do
Every year
anyway.
You have to go to Madison.
Okay. Yeah. So probably.
I know Mr. Wiley knows somebody at Randy Gimple.
Randy Gimple from the Tallahassee Club has said no charge. He's
Into Prime Meridian.
Prime Meridian.
They've got two locations.
Who's that, Farmers and Merchants? Somebody from your club is the Farmers and Merchants?
Don
Yeah,
May.
Don May.
Okay.
And they've been really good to Kiwanis. They'll put notifications on the sign, they've done other stuff for us as far as donations. So I should say we could consider them as well.
All right.
And he's a Kiwanian, so.
Maybe they could bid.
Yeah.
Maybe they can pay us.
Free is, hey, can they beat a penny a month? Can they beat that?
Rosie and Jim, if y'all wouldn't mind, if you want to extend the offer out to those clubs to become a corporate member of your club, and if, you know, maybe the first one who responds, either of them would be great, I think. Maybe that would be a good way to get a new corporate member and also you know, have a bank that doesn't charge the fees for the nonprofit and also is a little bit more customer service oriented.
You're charging us 15 cents a transaction, which was the original idea, but not the $10 a month. We're trying to, and then why we're doing both, I don't know how that happened, but, all right, so I will, I'll work with Rosie, we'll check out Prime Meridian and both, I may reach out to you, Mr. Wiley, for Randy Gimbel's information. So those of you on the web that may not have heard any of this, we're looking into other ways to finance our wonderful monies that we have in here. So Capital City, we've had such trouble with them the last couple of quarters. So we're going to investigate looking into Prime Meridian or Farmers and Merchant Bank for possible locations for moving our accounts. So we'll go back to you at the next. Well, I prefer not to wait. I'd like to, if I could, Gavin, report back out fairly soon on that, so we're not stuck with anything. I don't know if we can take any votes. We probably have to wait until the next DCM to do that.
Is this something that needs to be voted upon?
It would need to be. We're moving a substantial amount of money around.
Is there a reason we can't vote online by poll?
I believe our bylaws and policies and procedures are silent as to that.
Say again, Jim?
Our policies and procedures are silent as to having electronic voting.
There's no.
So there's nobody that says you can't.
Yeah. And now that we have, in fact, Darren Webb was talking to me about, since he was going to be watching on YouTube tonight, he wanted to find out if that's something we could talk about at the division as far as, because we do have outliers, we have a big geography,
Right.
It's hard for groups to get here and get back home. He wanted to know if we're going to start doing the live broadcast, if they could start voting online and email you their responses.
If we did this on Facebook Live versus, YouTube, there's a built-in voting system. They can vote as we talk.
Okay. I motion that for the next DCM, that we have the capabilities for Facebook Live voting for our outlying clubs so they can be more involved and a part of the decision-making process. Is there a second?
I can't do this and talk and write and everything. I'm only one man, Gavin. I'm only one man.
But you're a fine man.
Oh, thank you, laddie.
Is there a second for the ability?
I'll second that.
Rose has a second.
Take on the responsibility of making sure that works and setting it up.
Fantastic.
Who's the
Is there a motion from the rest of the group to pass that?
You just have to vote on it, right?
Just say, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Let the record show no opposition to that. So that's a win for you all in the outlying areas to be able to vote. So hopefully you'll participate in all the online. Rose is going to get it together for a Facebook Live session at the next meeting. Jim, was there anything else from the Treasury?
I'm sorry? That is all I have reported.
Yeah, the motion was in order to facilitate our clubs that are in outlying areas where it's very difficult to make it to a meeting and then back home, for them to be able to vote online if they're attending the live session via either Facebook or some other method that is adopted. And Rosie's going to look into having the voting system available for those clubs. Like tonight, we're missing Perry and Madison and Bradfordville and Havana and Quincy and Monticello, but we would love to have their input.
Talking about voting, point of order, who does get to vote at these council meetings? Any member of Kiwanis?
Usually the clubs have 2 votes per club,
President, secretary?
and traditionally it's an officer, either that's been appointed by the president to come in their stead, but the club, if they're represented here, then they can be a voting party unless the officers, if they're not in good standing.
That's exactly it. There's no real, we don't outline any formal process for saying, oh, I do hereby designate with my authority as president. No, it's if they say, I can't make it, can you go? Boom, you've been designated.
Yes.
Each club has up to a maximum of 2 votes.
Yeah, and Bonnie was apologizing she couldn't make it this evening.
But she
Welcome,
can-
Aaron. Good to have you with us tonight. Get you some food. There's some good eats over there. And yeah, Bonnie designated Debbie to be her vote for this evening for our club at Northside. Okay, so the next, number 5 on the agenda. Oh,
We need to vote on the motion.
oh, we did.
We need to approve the minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
report.
treasurer's report. Okay, is there a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Second.
Dr. Shoemaker,
Sue and Ray.
Sue, please. And Ray seconds. All in favor? Any opposed?
And now you can, since you're officially here.
All right, show none were opposed to adopting the treasurer's report. And then club reports. Would any club like to go first? And what I'd like you to do, Debbie's gonna give you 3 minutes because
Oh, it's gonna take 3 minutes and talk.
she's gonna take 3 minutes to talk, but I'd like you to give one accomplishment, like something you'd really like everybody to know about. Your top goal for this Kiwanis year as your club, and the top need that you have as a club that we can help you with as you're part of your Kiwanis family tonight. Debbie, did you want to go first?
Now, tell me what they are again. One accomplishment.
Top accomplishment.
Something you're proud of,
A main goal that the president for your club has,
and how can we help?
and yeah, something that you want the division to help you with.
Okay.
Who would like to go first tonight?
Can I talk for our club?
Yes.
Would you like to come
I
out
can
front?
talk with my own voice.
They
I
may
have a
not be
teacher
able to-
voice.
They may not be able to see you.
I have a teacher voice.
Okay.
The accomplishment, I would think, would be the fact that we went to all the interclubs meetings this year. We accomplished that. We hadn't done it last year, but this year 4 members went to all of them. And I was in charge of that, so that that was a nice thing for me.
Awesome.
Our main goal was to increase membership, and I think we're working at that. We're moving along with increasing membership, and how other Kiwanis clubs can help us. We have an SLP, we have an action club, and our action club, Adults with Disabilities, is connected with our church, Celebration Baptist Church. But we're always working on service projects, and Northside, of course, as the father club, sponsoring us and all, helps out a lot. But if we ever need other types of help, if we appeal to Kiwanians in general, it'd be nice if we could depend on others to help us through some of the projects and all that we get involved in. Kilarn is the other club that has an action club, so either of us, I'm sure, would appreciate help from other clubs in some way.
Can I recommend that perhaps you reach out to the service leadership kids, the key clubs and everything? I think they would really enjoy.
Doing some
Yes, hi. Yeah, especially the key clubs and the Circle Ks, working with those people. I know my club works a lot with our classes of students with disabilities, but I think they would enjoy. We started called a Cougar Connection program. It's not necessarily just key club members, but several of my key club members are involved in it, and they go into the classroom and run reading groups and things like that. And so I think they would really enjoy working with the Action Club. So please contact me, and if I can get you in touch also with some of the other SLP adults to connect with the kids.
Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. All right.
By the way, that was Northside.
That was Northside, Tallahassee Northside. Now we're going to have virtual Kiwanis of the Big Bend with Sue.
I have a teacher voice also, but I'll use the mic. I would say our biggest accomplishment is we have really grown this year. We are 14th in the state for club growth. So yay, and we might even be higher than that now. That's the last time Rosie checked. And we're really reaching our goals of branching outside of Tallahassee. We have members, a number in Tampa,
2 in Orlando.
2 in Orlando.
1 in Indiana. 1
Yeah,
in
but he's a Florida.
He had to move, but he wanted to stay in Florida, and virtual was the way he could do it.
So we're really excited because we are not just named virtual, we really are virtual. So we're excited about that. Our goal this year is to increase our involvement in SLPs. Of course, we have God BP Club. We sponsor God BP Club, and we also are starting a bug program at Heritage Trails Community School, which is a special day school for students with some challenges. So we're gonna do the bug program in the is it all the way through high school? Elementary, middle? And so we're excited about that. Aaron works there, so he's kind of our connection with that. We also sponsor Heritage Trails for their celebrations and things like that, end of the year banquets. And gosh, what could we use help in? We're just on such a roll, I don't know. Fundraising, I think, speaking of, but we need, we're a small club and therefore our funds are limited. We have big dreams and a small pocketbook. So fundraising, and speaking of fundraising, we do have a Theater Tallahassee benefit coming up November 8th. It's the Wedding Singer. So it's a very fun musical. We'll have delicious hors d'oeuvres, mainly put together by Rosie. If you've ever had her, anything she does, it's delicious. And wine and beer all available for donation. It's just such a fun night, and it's really an opportunity that we can raise some funds to be able to branch out more in our service to the community, especially to the children. So we have tickets, $25, same price as you pay if you were going there on another night, November 8th. So if you'd like to get tickets, see one of these wonderful
We're gonna
virtual
be selling
people.
pecans around the same time, so don't buy from anybody else, buy from us. I'll find out if you do.
No, the big ones.
Sue, count me in for 2 tickets.
You got it.
Appreciate you.
Shut up.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Okay.
We appreciate you.
And that
So-
was 3 minutes. So.
Oh,
Excellent. Nice job. Kalarn, would you like to go next?
Sure.
All right.
I don't
Mr.
need-
Arnie?
I don't need the microphone.
Yeah, the people that on
Stand over
YouTube
here.
Very
might,
loud.
Stand over here.
YouTube might be
Oh, I
able
gotta
to
go
hear.
there?
Hold on the tab.
Our viewers at home might be able to hear that.
The time starts when he starts talking.
That's correct.
Timekeeper.
Well, I'm not gonna take all that.
Okay, well, there you go.
No, can you hear me? Yeah, our major accomplishment again this year was the Kalarn Annual Golf Tournament. That's our big moneymaker. I'm told that we made about $14,000 after expenses. And I guess that's pretty much the way it's been for a few years now. But that's definitely a big accomplishment because it allows us to spend some money on things like the K Club and K Kids and all that sort of thing. I guess our goal is to implement our new strategic plan. We actually, I guess everybody does now, but we have a strategic plan. I don't think half of our members know about it, but I'm going to try to get that out to everybody. And of course, our goal, based on our strategic plan, is to get a net 3 new members this year. And I think we've already got a head start on that from our dinner we had. We had some good potential people at the dinner. Now, I have no idea what you can do to help us. But if I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Great. That was way under 3 minutes. wasn't it?
Very good, very good.
What if I come play at your golf tournament?
We'd appreciate that.
And if everybody here got one person to play in their golf tournament,
Wouldn't that be good?
that would be awesome.
We could actually,
If you're online, you can help them too.
yeah, really.
That's going to be in May.
That is, when do we normally have a meeting?
Usually early May,
Early May, I think.
late April.
So it'll be in the spring, and you'll be getting us some flyers.
But I'll do it right. I'll get a flyer around, or some flyers.
We'll have
every club.
We'll have a DCM also before then.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So we'll expect you to bring the handouts in April.
But that's what you can do to help us. It just,
Yeah, because I've noticed that it's been a great tournament. There's been a lot of great prizes, and you're raising great money. But you could even do more if we had more golfers.
well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And more sponsors too. I mean, we may even come up with some sponsors from the other clubs.
Absolutely.
Great.
Sounds
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, Tallahassee, Miss Melanie.
All right. Bring my notes too.
I didn't even need to use it. How about that? You're good.
All right, thank you all. All right, so our greatest accomplishment this year is that we have implemented a strategic plan, and that means we have changed our meeting times and our meeting location and our due structure. And we have done this in an effort to attract new members, younger members, folks who just want to help kids like we all have been helping kids for a long time. So we're gonna meet on the first and third Tuesdays at 7:30 in the morning at Lofty Pursuits on Market Street. So we encourage all of you who would like to come to Lofty Pursuits at 7:30 to join us tomorrow. Is our kickoff meeting at our new time. We will have Congressman Neil Dunn will be our program.
Nice.
So anyone who wants to meet the congressman, please come out. We'll see you in the morning at 7:30. Breakfast is all apart. You buy your own breakfast. So our dues are less. So you come and order, and we'll have a conversation with the congressman, and we should have a really good time. And then just to let you know, on the third Tuesday of this month, we are having Bob Ratcliffe, who is the candidate running against the congressman, and he will be at our meeting on the 16th. So if you'd like to meet the two candidates for the second congressional district, please come and see us. Our goals for the new year are again to expand membership and to get really involved in some service level projects and really do some hands-on work. We've done a lot of things like Miracle Field and the Southern Scholarship, parking, and those things that go along with the foundation, but we'd really like to get back into building, painting, helping, mentoring, actually giving a hands-on, seeing what's there. And what else? Oh, and so we are really going to focus on Astoria Park Elementary. So we're going to be doing more work with Astoria Park is what we hope to do. K-Kids, well, perhaps we'll see how we go. Oh, okay. Oh, well, very good. K-Kids there, we could get them in Dobby Keys, so later on, that would work too. And then one of the big projects that we hope to work on this year is the TCC is trying to update and improve its classrooms. And so there is, the foundation has a drive underway to raise some funds to do that. And so we're hoping to do a matching grant with Kiwanis and also to do some fundraisers as well to be able to refurbish one of the classrooms at TCC that will be the Kiwanis classroom. So that's our big objective for the year. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Melon, you had mentioned to me, since you're changing to a breakfast, there will be some members in your club that can't make it to breakfast.
Correct.
And I'd like to encourage you to make it a seamless transition for those members. We do have the Bradfordville Club that's not here tonight that has a lunch meeting. And we also have virtual as an option. What other lunch clubs in the Tallahassee area? We got Capital City on Monday. And then virtual, what time is the meeting for virtual?
We meet once a month at 8 o'clock online.
Once a month?
The fourth Monday of the month.
Fourth Monday of the month, 8 o'clock
They don't have
online.
to- They can be in there for 2 days.
Yeah.
They can online.
For instance, one of the persons that's been helping us is the Care RX Pharmacy. He has a marquee on the intersection of Mahan and Magnolia. And Harsh, he works until about 6 something, and he gets up real early, picks his kids to school, and he said he wants to come to a Kiwanis meeting, but it's just, it doesn't work out. I think virtual would be great if y'all go by and talk to Harsh Patel. I think he would join y'all as a member, because he is and he can give you thousands and thousands of dollars of exposure on his marquee as an in-kind contribution too, as a corporate member. So please talk with him, and he's been very helpful to Kiwanis, and he's getting his pharmacy off the ground over there. So anyway, let's see who's next.
And we're having a fellowship luncheon on the second Tuesday. So for the folks who didn't want to come to breakfast and who may not stay active in Kiwanis, there's a fellowship time that we can just all have like a meet and greet. So it's at the Wilderness Cabin on Capitol Circle at 11:45 or noon.
11:45 on
Capitol Circle, the Wilderness Cabin.
what day of the week?
Tuesday, the second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday of the month at Wilderness Cabin is kind of a fellowship get together for members who used to be or maybe still want to be a member of the club but can only come to lunchtime. Perfect. Excellent. That's always good to
Neil Dunn tomorrow morning. Everyone join us.
all righty. And since Kiwanis is not a political organization, they are offering both people who are in that race an opportunity to come and just meet the club, and maybe they can learn more about the club and what we're doing, and they can help us in their own way to help the kids of our community.
Right. So it's not an endorsement. It's just
Yes, there's no endorsement for any of the candidates. Kiwanis does not do that. All right. Who is next? Wakala.
I can make mine quick.
Ray. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Ours is kind of quick. I'll start out with the need. We already have the need, it's already being met. We had a interclub meeting, which Gavin and several other people came to the last club. It was very good for our first time. Wakulla's still coming along. We're still trying to get our membership, our activities, our goals, and projections to move forward. It's really tough in a small community where there are so many other organizations and the same group of people. You see the same faces at most of the meetings. At the same time, Kiwanis has a different impact totally. Strong in children and the basis. So we're working seriously through our school system. I've been working through the elementaries. Gavin's got some contacts at the high school to see if we can't start there and get a little better growth. We did have 3 or 4 other members that came, future members that came to the meeting. I believe Jim strong-armed them all the way to the table, so that we got them signed up right away. So our
Gavin
biggest,
and Danielle, they came on their own initiative.
they did a good job.
And
They
the
worked
cash
hard.
cleared last
We've,
year.
The biggest thing so far has been our Wakulla Club. We try to help any of the other clubs, whatever you've got with parking, other activities going on, because there's only about 6 of us right now. So when our activities come up and you need help, call us. We can help for right now, and when we need it, which I guess I'm standing there telling you now, when we need the help, we'll call for y'all's interclubs to see what we can do.
That's
to
what
grow.
part of what Virtual was there for, so.
Oh, and that
Everybody-
has been great, so that'll be perfect. And guys, that's it. I'm just glad to be here and glad to be a part of Kiwanis.
Thank you, Ray. Ray is only on about 10 different clubs and organizations, and he's probably the hardest working man in Wakulla County. So we appreciate him taking the time out to be a member of the Wakulla Kiwanis Club, and we need people that live there. Really, we've got a lot of people volunteering and coming over, and we're glad that Danielle, who is a resident of Crawfordville, has joined the Wakulla Club, and also Miss Lowenmeyer there at the high school, who will be announcing the development of the Key Club. It's gotten the blessing of the principal, Mr. Barwick, and so they're going to announce that they're looking for a faculty advisor at their next teacher meeting there. So
They want someone to,
yeah, Shiv from the Key Club is going to be working to go over and talk to the students and to the Shiv, the Lieutenant Governor for Key Club. And, other people too that would like to go and, if they have a kickoff meeting and like to go and give your input, I'm sure you would be welcome. Okay, let's see. We did Northside. We've got Wakulla, Tallahassee, Killearn, Capital City. Did we do Capital City already? Okay, Capital City's coming up.
Heather Locke sends her regards. She cannot make it tonight, but she asked me to speak in her stead, so I guess I'm the official designee. Yes, I'm a designee. Let's see, so top accomplishment actually just came today. We kicked off the Kiwanis year with our first meeting today, and we had a handoff of 6,000 diapers to the Capital Area Healthy Start Coalition and Healthy Families Gas and Leon. So, a lot of dry baby butts. If you may remember, a few years ago we had, when Governor Matthew Cantrell was governor, his First Lady's project was diapers, called the Diaper Dump. Diaper Dump. This year's incarnation is Bottoms Up Diaper Drive. So we're happy to continue that, and we never really stopped. Every week we have members that donate and give cash out of their own pockets to help fund diaper purchases. And we have club funds as well, but we've never really stopped. So we're going to continue what we're doing with that, and we have a really great partnership with Healthy Families Florida and the Gas and Leon group, as well as Healthy Start Coalition. So we're very, very proud about that. And Brehon House, yes, as well as Brehon House. So also, see, that's our top accomplishment. Top goal is to really implement a strategic plan and increase membership and have membership growth. We've taken some hits this year, honestly. We've had some, we're probably down about 6 or 7 members. So we really need to start building. We've had this kind of luxury of being strong, and now we're starting to see a little bit of fall. So we're going to really implement that strategic plan, make that our goal and our mission to increase our membership. That's going to be our #1 goal with that strategic plan in mind. Top need, we have a Firecracker 5K and Sparkler 1 mile run that we partner up with Virtual Club for. and that's in July, so we're always looking for runners and sponsors. If you want to get your name out there in front of hundreds of people, we had 604 runners, 605 runners, and over 700 people actually registered for the event. We still got their money. And 605 people actually came out and suffered in the heat and ran, but we can always use that exposure and help us serve the children in our community better with virtual club. So any sponsorship opportunities, or if you want to run or volunteer, please let us know. That's a ways off, but it's one of our major fundraisers. In fact, it is our major fundraiser. So, all right, thank you, Gavin.
Excellent, thanks, Jim. Okie dokie. And I had a lot of fun too. I'd never given out balloons to kids before, and they didn't even ask me. I was just at the store and I was like, you know, I'm going out there to volunteer. What can we do to get Kiwanis' name out there, you know, and have a good time and make the kids happy who maybe aren't running but are there? And so I bought these like inflatable helium tanks at Walmart, and we inflated up like bags full of Kiwanis balloons that we bought at the international convention. Those kids, boy, they were so happy. And I had extra ones too, so when their balloon flew away or something like that, then they got a new one. They weren't crying the whole time.
Great way to get the parents over to talk about Kiwanis when you
Yeah.
provide the kid with a balloon.
Absolutely, it was great. I'd give them a brochure on Kiwanis.
Here's the brochure attached.
Yes, here's the brochure. And you know what? We got a new member, Howard Kessler. I met he and his wife. They came up to our little booth where we were talking about Kiwanis, and he's joined our Kiwanis Club. He'll be our first new member of this Kiwanis year, and he'll be inducted this Wednesday. So if you'd like to come and have breakfast with us, with the Northside group over there, Bojangles provides breakfast for us, and it's really good. And you'll get to see our new president, Bonnie, being installed. If you'd like to come, we'd love to have you. I would like to just kind of recognize a few clubs that have been outstanding this Kiwanis year. I printed out from the dashboard. I got on the dashboard for Division III, and it lists these different clubs that have had membership growth for the previous year. And I think of membership growth as more of a kind of an indicator species. I'm a biologist. You know, when we test the quality of a stream, we go out and capture insects in the stream to see which ones were there, and depending on the diversity of insects that were in the stream and how many, and it would let you know that that stream was healthy, you know. And one of the lead indicators for a club, if it's an excellent club, is it'll be growing. Not always, but usually if your club, if you're executing a strategic plan and you have an excellent programs and you're positive and you're doing things to serve the community, your club will be growing. And so I wanted to honor, I have some gold medals over here I'm going to give out today for the members of the growing clubs from the 2017-2018 year. Greensboro, who for years had 10 members, they're at 13. They increased by 3 members this year, and that is outstanding for that small community. They do. They have all kinds of great stuff in Greensboro. It's a fantastic club. We're sorry you weren't able to join us in person, but we understand it's a long ways, and we hope you're joining us tonight on the live stream that Mickey in Studio 13 is providing. So I'll have to get them on my next visit. Actually, Jim's going out to do their installation for their new officers. So Jim, if you'll take their gold coins, you know, it's kind of ironic it's a gold coin because I don't know if these are really gold or not, but they give out a golden coin to all the veterans in their community on Veterans Day. So it's appropriate. It looks like Havana held their ground at 28. And then going down the list, Monticello grew by 1 member. They went from 34 to 35. So when we go out to Monticello, we'll have to take them a gold coin for their officers. And then we have, and let me, disclaimer if it's online, if it's gold colored. It's gold colored. The oral contracts are binding. That's why I had to clarify that. All right. And Perry has been on fire. They went from 25 members to 33 members. Fantastic, Perry. Kudos. Perry also just FCA said they needed some help, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, you know, and our first objective is the human and spiritual over the material. They went out and had a golf tournament for FCA in in the Perry area and raised $5,000 for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That was above and beyond their budget. So I just wanted to tell Perry, keep up the good work, and we look forward to seeing you later this year. Let's see. Tallahassee North Side. Tallahassee North Side. If you're at the north side, come on up. Danielle, would you pick up a gold coin? And all the Tallahassee North Side members come up. If you attended tonight, you get a gold coin of some sort. Yes. All of you. Because look at you. You all came out to see Mickey's Place. Studio 13. So we've got Anthony Miller,
This is
our treasurer.
an English pound.
We've got Mickey Clayton.
Euros down.
He is on the board. His second year in the club, and he's already on the board. He wants to be involved and be active. We got Debbie, her second or third?
This is starting my third year.
Starting her third year will be our secretary this year, taking over my secretary duties, which I'm very grateful for. And we got Tom Jones.
Who sings?
And Tom just started a new nonprofit called Florida Cares, and I'm going to give him just a moment in a little bit to tell you about something that's coming up. Because Ability First, which a lot of us have built ramps with before, right now they're in a holding pattern on their ramp building. And so Tom has done some groundwork, because there's 92 people waiting for a ramp to be built right now in our area. And there's a lot of need. And so Tom has got a little announcement that he's going to make in a bit. And then Danielle is my administrative assistant, who is with our action group. And I just had to brag on Danielle.
Club member of the year.
I'm National Member of the Year for the state of Florida.
And she deserved it too. She was honorable mention Action Club, the Donna Bateman Award. She was honored, and also the scrapbook that she helped us as a group
We
got third place. So Action is in action, and they're doing a great job. So thank you all very much. Congratulations on your membership growth.
Hold on. You gotta take pictures.
We got to get a picture.
What's the number, Gavin?
The number? They had currently on the roster, it was a increase of 8 members.
I'm gonna take a picture of them.
Yeah, we have to have pictures.
Thank you,
Scrapbook.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
What was that?
I'm waiting for this cake.
It started at 34 and they ended at 42.
Very nice.
The percentage was a 60.95% increase. And then let's see, we got, I don't know if that's right. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was meeting attendance. That percentage was way off, sorry about that. And then virtual Kiwanis of the Big Bend. Come on up. If you're in the virtual Kiwanis Club of the Big Bend, you get a gold coin. So come on up, virtual Kiwanis. We got other members in here too of the virtual. Aaron, come on up. They went from 13 members to 19 members. They had a gain of 6 members this year. Congratulations. Way to go.
All right, how many members were here from the virtual?
Thanks a lot.
Really,
You do smell good though.
we have a couple,
Some things, look at it carefully, because some of them are euros and pounds and stuff.
Yeah, some of them are Euros, some of them are American. They're from all over the world.
Foreign money.
All right.
Take those?
Yes, I knew you would, because you're an educator. You're intelligent, committed, passionate. I love that. All right. So I think those, if I'm not mistaken, those are the ones from the Division III that were in the growth mode this past year. And it's good because, you know, we had 3 members die a year ago. We had been in a growth mode, and then the last year we actually declined. And, you know, a lot of it was just people moving out of state, people passing away. But I'll have to tell you a little story. One of our members who moved away, he moved to Washington, D.C. And I said, now, when you get up there, look for a Kiwanis Club. And he did. And he joined. And he got Rising Star of the Year award his first year with the Washington, D.C. Kiwanis Club. And that really was awesome. And he texted me one day, and he was all excited. And I was excited for him, you know. And I know he'll be a lifelong Kiwanian because he's had a good experience in our club, and he's plugged in, and that's what we got to do as we transition and make changes. We got to make sure that those people don't get left behind, and we get them plugged in somewhere and serve them with us. Okay, let me see. We have a little bit of, we've got another award where you can get Bradford Phil's not here. Capital City, if you would come up. Greensboro's not here tonight, but they are a recipient of this award. Monticello, Perry, Northside, and Virtual Kiwanis. All of these clubs have elected officers and have input them into the system, so they have leadership on the books for the new year. So congratulations. Thank you. Debbie, can you get them all a coin? Okay. So if your club has already elected new officers and input them into the system for the new year, so you're rocking and rolling, you're on track, come up and get your coin. All right. Gold medal winners. Good job, good job, good job.
What coin did
All
you
right.
get?
I've got a,
I know some of us can't even read.
I got a 20 euro cent.
All right. Woo.
All right.
Well, I think this is the Bahamas. I could spend this on our
Could
next
be.
cruise.
Awesome. Let me see if there was anything else here. I think that was the main thing. I just wanted to thank those that are up and running. And at our next division council meeting, we're talking about having it currently on the 26th of January. That's when our governor is going to be in town. We may have to put it a day early or a day late, somewhere in that range from the 25th to the 27th of January. I'll firm that up. Jim sent him a text earlier today to try to firm it up. He's really trying to fit in all these ones. Poor guy's got to go to the Turks and Grand Caymans. And, you know, it's rough being the governor, you know? It's rough, it's rough. But he's going to try to make it up here to the Panhandle. And this is this one time, too. All righty. So put that on your calendar. And at that one, I'll be giving out awards for the most service hours accumulated between now and the next DCM. So you do your service work, input it.
Per club?
It per person, like average, I guess. Yeah, just like per capita, little average there, because you know you got some clubs at 10 members, some at 50.
Right, now that's,
So
I just wanted to clarify.
report it though if you don't get it into the system, and that's where you come in. If clubs, there may be clubs who elected officers but don't know how to put it in, right? They got a new secretary and they don't know how to do it. Reach out to those people if you know those clubs.
Look at me.
No. And help them. We don't want to discourage them and like browbeat them. We want to help them. We want to bring them up to speed. So
You should help, your new secretary.
I've been doing Action Club secretary stuff forever, so.
she's gonna learn like that. She's gonna be good. I guarantee you. She's awesome. She got an award too at the Action Convention for being one of the
Being a
top
sponsor.
advisors for
Being a-
Action.
No, just being a sponsor.
Just is that all?
They gave it to all of us.
Okay. Every Sunday, this lady's preparing a lesson and preparing. She spends 3 hours every Sunday with the Action Group, and then that's not even counting the service projects that she does. So, outstanding faculty representative for Celebration Baptist Church.
Then I
Thank
get
you.
the English pounds, thank you.
You can have the pounds.
And this 1 euro.
All right, so committee reports. I'd like to bring up our former Lieutenant Governor and current District Vice President of the Kiwanis Foundation, Mr. Jim Wiley, is going to tell us a little bit about a long-standing relationship with the Southern Scholarship Foundation that provides room and board for college students around the state of Florida.
Yes, thank you, Gavin. We sponsored the Southern Scholarship Foundation, Kiwanis House, for 40 years, I guess, at least. And we're going to continue with that. We've added a second Kiwanis House at FAM. So we're talking about doing 2 pantry parties per year for each of the houses. And so that would be 1 per quarter. And so we'll be getting more information out to you on that as well. You want me to do miracle sports while I'm here? I got a handout, so.
Do we have dates on the pantry
We
parties yet?
don't.
Not
But
yet?
I'll be getting an email out to all the club presidents and trying to set some dates. But we gotta figure it out, so, because they close the houses in the summer. So we'll have to do a couple before they closed, one at FAM and one at FSU. And the Kiwanis House has moved to the main campus now where we do football parking. It's not over on Conrad Street anymore. That property has been sold and the Kiwanis name's moved over to the main campus. So we don't have dates, but I'll get something out to the president and we'll do that.
Do you have a recommendation for those clubs that would like to participate as far as what they should put in their budget this year?
Generally, if we get all 6 clubs to participate, it's been about $30 per club per event. So we'll get something out on that. That's what it's been running. But again, that's about the average.
Did you get all the mattresses you needed?
I think Kiwanis got 10 mattresses, but no, we don't have all we need. So we're going to have another mattress drive at some point, but it'll be well into the year.
So if a club budgeted $260, would that be safe for them to help out?
Yes, yes. I think the mattresses were 200 this last time, and I'm sure they can still get that deal. But yeah, if you can do a mattress in your budget for this coming year, all those were done in the last administrative year, which ended at midnight Sunday night. So if you're budgeting for this next year, $200 would be good for a mattress.
That's strictly voluntary.
Right.
However, we would love for you to help if you can.
Okay, that's Southern Scholarship. You want me to clip? I've got a handout here that I put all these on. So if you don't have one, I think they've gotten stocked over here somewhere. Yes, Mickey?
I'd like to have one.
I have.
I see something. I got
Rosie's got something.
Okay, Roman numeral 2 is the Miracle Sports Refreshments. The next sport is January the 24th of 2019. And the second page behind this is those actual dates for all those 11 different opportunities. These all tend to fill up pretty early. I will email this out to the club presidents in the next couple weeks. But those are the dates that you can see on that. I think it's the second page, Nikki. Look and see how they got collated.
Can virtual have the 14th of February?
Jim, why don't we do the sign-ups online? That way we, just to save.
Grab
Because then I
Valentine's
can't
Day.
jump in and claim Valentine's Day.
Grab Valentine's Day.
Grab Valentine's.
Yeah, email me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we have it.
First come, first serve. So
We are
You
not.
got it.
email me.
Email it.
First come, first serve. So it's kickball on the January 24th through April the 11th, and Northside will be doing the Seminole Showdown on the 11th of April. And spring break, I think, is March the 21st. We won't be doing one on spring break in March. And then Children's Week, we've got the flyer on Children's Week.
It's March,
It is in March.
from January to March, any reason?
Now, every other year it's going to be in January. The legislature changes
Yes,
the
perfect.
session,
Got it.
so every other year they're in January, and then the I guess it's the odd years, no, the even year 2019, it'll be in March. And that's going to be until they change it. So, and we're doing the Storybook Village again, and the book we're reading is
Give them some muffins.
If I give them some muffins. So we're gonna make those little muffins to give to the students, and we'll be reading the book. So we want a club member, we want somebody from each club to serve on a committee to begin the planning process. And that's Storybook Village, and I'll do the duck race, quack, quack, a little later.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and maybe too, there's a good book called Give a Horse a Can of Chili too. We'll have to look into that one.
All right.
I think I saw that one in Seinfeld. All right, so Jim, thank you so much for that. And we got service leadership programs. Any reports from, do we have an official chair for the division for the service leadership programs? Sue's kind of hiding behind her paper.
I was, and since I'm gonna be president, I don't feel like I should. Although I really haven't done Sam almost always gave me reports.
Okay.
So I'll do my best.
Well, we have one service leadership person here, Danielle. Danielle, would you like to say anything on behalf of the Action Service Leadership Program? Our group? It's up to you. No pressure. No, just if you had something to report, like if you needed help or wanted to report anything that we haven't spoken about tonight.
The only thing that we're doing now is the blessing bag.
Well, just,
Blessing bags, if you want to help out with the blessing bags, if you'd like to be a part of that, you're welcome. Our action group meets every Sunday from 10:15 to 11:15 at Celebration Baptist Church. We're in the, what room are we in, Debbie?
11,
Room 11.
we're
So
Bible study
if
program.
you would like to come and explore the Bible with us and also look at our service projects, help be a part of that, meet some of your action group members. We have people with dyslexia, we have Williams syndrome, we have participants with cerebral palsy, autism. I have a number syntax error thing in my brain, so I think most of us.
So Gavin belongs.
Yes, I belong. I'm an official member. I have special needs. So,
We have 13 members.
13 members now.
And Camar's Action Club's probably got 20 maybe? 20?
And Bob Bull's group with Kalarn, they took, I think 11, if I'm not mistaken, 11 of their Action Club members to the convention this year. It was so good to see them. And they meet on, I think it's is it
Second and fourth Mondays?
second and fourth Mondays? They're having their end of the year banquet. If you'd like to come and honor them, they're going to be meeting at the Old Times Buffet on North Monroe, and it's going to be the 22nd, I believe, of October, which is the fourth Monday. So if you're interested in just meeting some of your fellow Kiwanians that are in the action group, come on out to that. And I think the buffet's at like $8 to $10, so put that on your
One of their
schedule.
members also got an honorable mention for.
Was that Jen?
Jen,
Jen, who is a member, his
member of the year.
is it his brother? Jimbo, the county
Principal
commissioner
at Fort Brady.
at Fort Brady. So yeah, Jen, he got one of the awards as well. And just know that we're working, if you are working on getting a service leadership program going, please talk to Sue and myself about, what you might need for us to help you with. If you have one that's folding for one reason or another and it needs some help and you need somebody to go talk to the principal, I'd be happy to do that, or whatever needs to be done to make sure that we don't lose a service leadership program. And we need to start new ones. And the ones we have, we need to develop. I challenge every person here to go to a service leadership program sometime this year.
I promise I will.
I know you will. You're there every time. Awesome. It'll mean the world to them. And that's the only way that we're going to build relationships and teach leadership, is to actually be with the people that we're serving now, who will be serving us in the future as our future leaders.
Well, the biggest thing is if you do sponsor a service leadership program, you need to have a Kiwanis advisor that is able to go to at least some of the meetings.
We just want to make sure that you support them, not just financially, but in person, because we don't want the kids to think of Kiwanis as just a bunch of old people that write checks, okay? Because they need to see you there. They need to see their future, because one of the things is, Builders Club members should be, K-Kids members should become Builders Club members when they get to middle school. And Builders Club members should become Key Club members when they get to high school. And then when they go to college, every single college and university, TCC, FSU, and FAMU, all have a circle, CKI, a College Kiwanis International. So, and I haven't heard too much about FAMUs, but I know TCCs and FSU is already booming. So my former Key Club members are at TCC, and they're very involved already. Actually, one of my former presidents is the one that got the Circle K started at TCC a few years ago, so I'm very proud of her. And I think I might have her joining virtual. So, so that's the whole idea, is to build that love for service, so that as adults, that's how we're going to keep Kiwanis going, is that, them growing up through the K family and becoming Kiwanians one day.
Thank you, Sue. And you know, we all recognize the need for good leadership. You know, this country really, really needs good leadership, and we can be a big part of that. And it starts, like Sue was saying, at very young. When I coached wrestling in high school, the kids who did the best were kids who started young, they learned the technique, and they moved up, and they had the most mat time, they had the most experience. It was a reflex. Things were a reflex. When it happened, they didn't have to think about it. They just did it because they had done it so often. And if our kids have a chance to lead, more opportunities to lead and to make decisions and learn parliamentary procedure, et cetera, they're going to be that much better at it when they do get out into the world where they're making important decisions. But better yet, even you look at some of the projects that the kids do in the elementary school or the high school, they're as good or better than anything that's being done on any level. And so, you know, they don't have to wait till they're grown up to use that service of leadership to change the world. And so make sure that that's the top of your list, because that's what's the top of the list for the governor this year, Steve LeBlanc, is growing our K family and developing the K family. So Jim, you had a piece of new business that may be a good fundraiser for different Kiwanis organizations. If you would tell us a little bit about the duck race.
Yeah, if you, those that like to get on the internet, if you Google duck race fundraisers, you'll see all the money that's being made. I haven't looked at the third or fourth pages, but 180,000 ducks, 70,000 ducks, 60,000 ducks. We're going to start small and try to have an annual duck race in Tallahassee. Clubs that want to participate.
They're rubber, by the way.
Yeah,
Rubber ducks,
rubber ducks.
small little rubber ducks, small little rubber ducks. I gave you a flyer of what the district did this year. The district raised about $30,000, racing a little over 4,000 ducks, 420 some odd ducks. We have access to those ducks, so we can bring them here. We'll have to rent them they belong to the Florida Kiwanis Foundation, but we'll be able to lease those ducks. And so we're talking about, I think March, maybe early March of next year here in Tallahassee, to be the first annual event to help raise money for local charities. Initially, and the way this came about, not only because we had the duck race at the Decon this year, but the Tallahassee Kiwanis Club is going to be preparing a matching grant to the foundation for $10,000. They're going to need to raise $10,000. So this is what we've come up with. And once we do it this year to benefit the Kiwanis room at TCC, you know, we've gotten a lot of advertising out at the Miracle Sports Field, out at Kiwanis House at Southern Scholarship, and now we'll have a room at TCC. We can probably have some of our meetings there in the future. But once we satisfy that obligation, then we can turn this into a fundraiser for Tallahassee clubs, and we can figure out a way to split the revenue. Or we could decide to sponsor what were we talking about earlier? The Fellowship of Christians Athletes, Boys and Girls Clubs, whatever the division designates the money for, we could do that. Or we could split the money up between the various clubs for fundraising. So that's what we're kind of talking about. We like to have a representative from each club to begin the planning process for this duck race. And we could have it someplace like Cascade Park. There's a venue over there that could race ducks, that we wouldn't have to worry about police officers and closing streets and all that sort of thing. But Cascade Park, I went over there today, and it looks like it would work in one area of that. So that's kind of the proposal. And the Tallahassee Club is going to be doing it this year, but we would like all the clubs in the division to participate to the extent they can. Anthony?
Yeah, the ducks, are they're racing in water?
Yes.
Oh,
They're little bathtub ducks, you know, and they've each got a number on them. And
Like the ones you never tried.
Okay.
the Tampa Kiwanis Club raced them in the Hillsborough River, and they moved pretty swiftly, I'm told. And they raised over $40,000, and it's their second year.
And Greenville,
Anthony, you
South
just can't be in the
Carolina.
water with them.
Yeah. Greenville, South Carolina puts them in the Reedy
I'll just
River
place
and
the
they go
water there.
over
They
the
won't
Reedy
go far.
Falls downtown in Greenville. I've seen
There's
that.
a lot of Kiwanis clubs and other organizations all over the world that are doing duck races. So we hope to bring it to Tallahassee.
Thank you. Jim, thank you for your tireless efforts when it comes to helping out with Kiwanis. We appreciate you, and it's always good to have something fresh, some new idea, something different, because there are, so many of the same things that go over and over, and sometimes they're just kind of mediocre, when you could do something new, and it could be huge, and triple, double, quadruple what you've
What's
been doing.
180,000 times 5?
Bunch of money.
180,000 times 5. It's a bunch.
A lot of money.
Somebody, Danielle's pulling out a calculator. 900,000 is what Debbie says. I trust her. She's a math teacher.
That's big money.
I wanted to just make sure it's okay with everybody as far as new business. There were 2 pieces of new business that aren't on the agenda, but I think we have about 5 minutes till 8:15. That's when I wanted to start with our service project of working on some banners for the action group, and then also a banner for the K family using the logo that Steve sent us. And I've got the big banner outside, and then I have some cardboard over here. And if you would like to help, what we plan on doing is making the stencils out of the cardboard of the letters the appropriate size for the words we're going to put on, or the shapes, and then taking spray paint at one of the next meetings when we get away from Mickey's place, because he does not want spray paint residue all over his floor. But at the next meeting, hopefully we can paint them, once we figure out what paints we need. But I would like to make the stencils and the designs tonight while we watch the Monday Night Football game, if you'd like to stay. But Tom, if you come forward, and since this is kind of an immediate need, we had $750 in our budget for ramp building, and all of a sudden the group that we're going to build ramps with aren't building ramps anymore. So Tom had just established a nonprofit to help with citizens like that who are in need, and I'll let you catch him up. I'll let him catch us up on what's going on, and then maybe if you had planned a ramp build or would like to do one, we may be able to get Tom to help facilitate that.
Thanks a lot, Gavin. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, fellow Kiwanis. It's good to be a member of this group. Northside has been a great group to belong to. I joined, I think it was in January or February. I was a speaker, one of their speakers one morning, and they kind of grabbed me by the arm and wouldn't let me leave until I joined. But no, it was really one of the best decisions I've made in a long time. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about my testimony to my club, but I appreciate the opportunity to be a member of such a great group of folks. I mean that. I've done a lot of community service, fortunately, in my life, and really feel a close connection to this group. It's a big heart. So anyway, but as Gavin was saying, Ability First, who is the organization in town that has kind of spearheaded the efforts to build ramps for those in the community, actually a 6-county area, including Leon County and then surrounding counties. They, through some happenstance, we'll just kind of leave it at that, as far as I know, they're on a bit of a hiatus from that now, because their foreman, the one that's been working for them, kind of in charge of building the ramps, getting the teams together and so on at the site, and then actually directing the building. He's no longer with them, and so, but he still wants to build. It's in his blood, as he says. So he's got a rather lengthy list of ramps to be built. You mentioned 90 something, but he does have a list of around 90 that have been vetted, and they're just waiting. So we know the need's probably much greater, but those are the ones that we know about at this time. So to try to help fill the void, he got in touch with me. I have a nonprofit called Florida Cares that I'm just getting off the ground, and still establishing the board and trying to establish a little bit of a volunteer network and partners in the community and things like that, because it may change now, but our main focus, or my main focus, is to develop a program that serves youth, the disabled, and the elderly in particular ways. Those ways involve fixing roofs, fixing holes in the floors, getting them rides to the doctor's office, all those things that folks sometimes need help with. We're going to hopefully be another nonprofit that helps out with that. But anyway, all of a sudden, you know, again, in this little building stage, I get contacted by the foreman, Eric Evans is his name, who's the previous foreman that worked for Blvd First, to let me know that, well, you know, can you help at all? So, you know, I've met with some community leaders who are in on the ramp builds, you know, provide some of the financial support as well as some of the teams and that are out there that more frequently do the building, and they you know, they may be interested in using for my nonprofit to help them out. So we are available. We are looking for volunteers, and we are looking for to help with just some initial setup of basically doing the intake, if you will, doing the evaluations of those to kind of figure out how to rank the people on the list in terms of you should get them first, second, third, and we'll just do a top 10. We're not going to go through all 90 something at this point, but bottom line is there's a need, and we're trying to help fill it. You know, I'm looking for board members, so if anyone's interested, I'd like to be a part of Florida Cares. Just get with me at some point. I've got a card if you don't have time to talk this, you know, now, but I appreciate you keeping us in your thoughts and prayers regardless. So thanks.
Thank you, Tom. Tom has a huge heart and has done a tremendous amount of work for our community and the people in it, and we're fortunate to have him with us in our Kiwanis group now. And it's fortuitous how things happen, you know, and you know, I'm glad that we're in a position that we can help these people now that maybe have gone without. And if you think about it, it can be life or death for some people being able to get in and out of their house in certain situations. And so, you know, it's something there should be really of a sense of urgency around here about that. And so I'm glad Tom has that sense of urgency and he's doing something about it. I gave Mickey something earlier because Mickey's a doer. Mickey gets things done. The former international president for Kiwanis, or as of today, he's former, Jim Rockford, he said he made shirts and it had 3 things on the back. It says, chewers, booers, and doers. Some people think about it for a long time and never get anything done. Some people just find reasons to put if they'll say, oh, you got a new idea, that's stupid. They're a booer. And then there's people who just do it. They get it done. You know, and it's good if you have a combination of chewers and doers, because sometimes us doers need a little organization. So anyway, I would like to see if there's anything else that we need to do tonight before we move on to our service project.
Tommy Mills couldn't be here from the foundation trustee, but he'll be visiting with the clubs, and his report is attached to what I handed out.
Okay, very good. Tommy Mills has attached a report. He couldn't make it to see. He called and apologized he wasn't able to attend. He had he's a deacon with his church and had to leave the board meeting tonight at the church. So anyway, that is with your paperwork, and it is for the Florida Kiwanis Foundation, who, by the way, has just given us $2,000 to help out with the disaster relief in Franklin County for some of the people who lost their homes there. There's specifically one young man who's 17 in an at-risk youth program. He's currently living with his father, I believe, in a storage shed. And we're going to see if we can get him some help. Jim's going to go down there on October 12th. If there's anybody who would like to go with them, they're doing a little community assessment with the young people in the at-risk youth school with the Franklin Promise and Joe Taylor. And if you'd like to go with Jim, let him know. He needs some. He may need an assistant or two. Jim, anything else? Anybody else? Big thank you to Insights and great food. Woo! Nikki, would you like to introduce your assistant?
No, not for you.
Wait. Did you do the cooking or did she do the cooking?
Who did the cooking?
He did.
He did the
Okay.
cooking.
Okay.
All right.
She's instrumental in what goes on. That's Miss B. She's my admin.
Miss B. Thank you, Miss B. All right. And that was delicious food. I enjoyed every bite of it, the 2 or 3 times I went up there. All right. So what I'd like to do is there's a group over here and a group over here. Any of you who can stay, we're going to cut that banner in half that's outside. Thanks to the Ronald McDonald House, they gave me all their old banners from last year because they weren't going to use them again. We're going to cut it in half and let you look at the size of it. We'll be hanging, like if you look up there at the screen, it's about that size, maybe a little smaller. It's got ropes on it already. If you went and purchased it, it cost you several $100s to do. But the hope is the backside of it's blank and that we can paint it. And we can make one group if y'all want to do the action one because you know the colors. And then I've got the logo here that I'd like to put on the other. And when we do a K-family picnic or some kind of SLP program, we have that banner out there and people can see that it's not just T Club, but it's Kiwanis, it's K-Kids, it's Builders, it's CKI. And I'm not going to like tell you how to do it, but I would like you to select a leader on your table. And there will be a little competition. I like competition. So at the next meeting when we paint it, we finish these banners, the winning team, and I guess we'll need some voters. I'll make Anthony, since you're sitting out over there, and Mickey, unless you want to participate.
I'm about to leave early, so I won't
Okay. Well, you'll be able to vote next time when we look at it. I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
And Miss B, maybe I'll let Miss B take a look too. No? But, so anyway, if you're good with the scissors, we need to cut a straight line in that banner out there if there's still light or we got some floodlights. And then all this cardboard up here is free to design your letters or your shapes for your poster. I'll give you all y'all's. If you want to stay, Mickey's going to turn on the Monday Night Football game. We can clear these tables and get to work on the service project. And you can count this towards your club service hours and towards your SLP since it's with the action group for the SLPs.
Motion to adjourn the business meeting?
There's a motion to adjourn the business meeting. And you folks on YouTube, thanks for joining us. We appreciate Studio 13 making that possible tonight. Good night.
All in favor?
All in favor? And it passes.
Gavin, Jerry Chesney has me check into something tomorrow at church. She said that the youth of the church were working on some lesson type bags. She found some items